We are back after DAMWON Gaming versus SeolHaeOne Prince game number 1, and DAMWON is starting off with a win of the series. I think both sides were going with the picks that they are confident in. A very proactive and aggressive picks, especially on the side of SeolHaeOne Prince. And they were able to kind of keep their characteristic of very proactive and aggressive playstyle. But this time around, DWG Gaming, they were focusing on their mechanics for the laning phase, and they knew how to snowball the leads till the end of the game. Even though they did make some mistakes, they were able to still close out the game. It was really impressive that Nuguri went for a blind pick, and still DWG Gaming did not ban away Aurelia or Lucian. And SeolHaeOne Prince was not able to execute some of the aggressive pick going over to the top lane, and Wukong as well was not performing that well. However, SeolHaeOne Prince was having a decent early game, but they made some critical mistakes that kind of enabled DWG Gaming to turn the whole table around. Based on their priority, SeolHaeOne Prince was able to take this dragon. Jace already raised the tier 1 turret on the top side, so Wukong was not supposed to clear out the wave here on the top lane because most of his teammates were actually at the bottom side of the map getting that dragon. So it was a very natural result to see Iksu fighting the dust over here. And also the spear landed on Wukong, the real Wukong, so that was also a critical shot coming out from Nidalee. At this moment of the game, Ezreal was at the bottom lane and Jace was also grouping up. It was not Nuguri being super on point with his rotation. It was just Wukong being a little bit too overextended. And this part was where DWG Gaming was able to get a huge lead ahead of SeolHaeOne Prince. In addition to that, Ashe and Pantheon was not that effective against DWG Gaming's composition. The veteran players on the side of SeolHaeOne Prince had to kind of lead the entire team and tell them the calls for rotations, but seemed like SeolHaeOne Prince, all 5 players were not on the same page. Azir was a little bit too overextended over here, but watch the bottom duos over here. They were trying to find a setup on the mid lane, but we can see that the blue team ping is going on to Azir, which means that they are not even thinking about going for a mid lane defense. They were looking for a pick onto Azir at the first place. Pawn is really being straightforward of the SeolHaeOne Prince performance over here. They're just like so everywhere, and it is literally a mess, to be honest. DWG Gaming, they were really smart, kind of not even contesting for a mid lane macro over there. They rather just whole members of DWG Gaming went for a top lane to get a kill onto Mickey. SeolHaeOne Prince could not find any value of the picks they locked in, and now it's time to check out the player of the game on the side of DWG Gaming. Nuguri, as our casters mentioned, it was a very easy POG to get. And surprisingly, it's only the 3rd POG of the split for Nuguri. Even though Nuguri died in the early phase of the fight, he already managed to have a huge gold lead between his opponents. Nuguri doesn't really die for nothing. He always managed to get a meaningful point, even when he's fighting the dust. And with this mechanical outclass coming out from Nuguri was also another highlight of today's game. SeolHaeOne Prince, they are just lacking so hard with their basic skills. They have to go back to their drawing board, they have to study all the basics again, and unanimous vote going over to Nuguri. Well, based on their performance, SeolHaeOne Prince, it seems like the top and mid laners, all the rookie players and the bottom duos are the veteran, which is not the truth. So they have to really tidy up their macro and also their basic skills. Let's move on to game number 2, DAMWON Gaming versus SeolHaeOne Prince.
Thank you so much, G-Sun, as per usual, for your exemplary translation of the analyst desk. I'm Atlas. I'm joined by the Valid analyst, who is 3 out of 3 on POG predictions so far, absolutely saving the English caster desk POG win
saving
rate.
LS right now.
Yeah, you absolutely
with my votes.
Saving him softly with your votes.
Yes.
Is the
Although I don't think he would have voted for Showmaker or anything like that in that case, because he wants Chovy to get ahead.
Exactly.
Which I guess he could have actually thrown some votes to Chovy earlier on today, but he did not get that chance.
Nope. And Chovy honestly didn't have the greatest day on Summer's Rift here today. Hopefully he gets himself in order by the time we get to the playoffs, because Chovy doesn't have the greatest time in playoffs. His win record there is not great. So let's see whether he's going to be able to turn that around. But talking about Chovy is irrelevant for this particular series. We're talking about SeolHaeOne Prince versus DAMWON, and let's see whether SeolHaeOne can utilize blue side in order to get themselves some advantages here in this game number 2. Maybe find that win record, and oh, look, the Luscious Locks are out. Oh, Trigger is ready.
Yes.
Oh my god, I just want to grow my hair out, dude.
He's going to play Taric this game.
Guaranteed. They're playing Sona Taric.
The 80 carry
yep.
is going to play Taric. Just do it.
Oof. Let's. Should we appreciate the music for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it builds up, you know.
I know.
It's only the beginning.
It's a constant crescendo.
Yeah. You got the initial tension building strings in the back
I
here.
can feel it. It's so tense. Okay, Zoe's gonna be banned. And then what will be banned? Polar bear. Oh
yeah.
Okay, back to serious mode. I like their do-do-do-do-do-dos though. I like that bit. As Callista gonna be taken off the board.
Callista. It's quite interesting.
Twisted
Take away.
Fate? Karma.
You're still doing it on the beat.
It's almost accidental now. I can't help it.
Come.
No, it's gonna be set. The volley set.
They're really setting themselves up.
They are. It's Caitlyn.
SeolHaeOne
Wait,
Prince.
no. They don't need to bet it. They're on the board.
Yeah. I wonder if they want to play it.
Ashban? Pig K? Don't get counted? Maybe.
Let's just play Dudadunga during the
yeah, I think we need
during the pick ban. We come back at the start of the game. We're like, oh, this is what the pick ban was. Okay.
Yeah, nice. No, we play the Dudadunga so that we can just listen to this music by ourselves.
Yeah.
Without making a
just
fool of
deny
ourselves.
it from the chat.
Yeah. All right, DAMWON. Final ban here. Do they just leave the Caitlyn up? I don't think they want to. I think giving lane priority over is dangerous, but it's going to be the Senna taken away. Feels like a bit of a throwaway ban. Twisted Fate, Karma, Caitlyn, lots of things available. We'll see where SeolHaeOne go. I mean, Mickey he's a Twisted Fate connoisseur. He likes rolling the dice, but it's not going to be Twisted Fate. It is, of course, going to be Caitlyn. Oh, yeah.
Caitlyn's 2-6 so far in the LCK. And didn't we have 2 games of Root playing Caitlyn? I guess that did kind of...
Yeah, I mean, earlier on today wasn't the greatest day for
results.
Caitlyn.
So, it's not really fair, right? I mean,
yeah.
So, some of the weaker teams playing the Caitlyn, they heard it's good. They're like, we should play it.
Mm-hmm.
As did SeolHaeOne Prince. And I'd imagine TF and Jhin.
All right.
Jhin, another response that we've been seeing to the Caitlyn here in the LCK.
I really like Jhin, and I think Jhin does work very well with Twisted Fate as well, given his gigantic range. Helps gather those picks together, but SeolHaeOne Prince now have that Karma available. Kate Karma for incredible bottom lane control if they want it, but they can also flex the Karma around everywhere. I like it a lot.
It's good.
What next?
Can't stop.
Jungler? I think maybe a Lee Sin to come in here, something like that. No? Looks like Silas.
Yeah.
I thought that Kuma looked great on the Lee Sin in game 1, which is why I brought it up. 2 seconds to go, though, and it looks like it is going to be the classic Silas into the Twisted Fate.
Yeah. They don't want to have Galio Silas banned in the second round, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is an option that DAMWON could go for. Mickey calling the shots. He says, give me the Silas. And what are we going to have here for DAMWON? They could try to pick a jungler once again. You could go for Nidalee once again if you want to. But Camille is available, and they didn't pick this in game number 1 in the blind pick. But this time around, they say, I mean, there's a decent chance that either Karma or Silas could go to the top lane. Let's call them on their bluff and say, we don't think you're going to flex that Karma down to support. Let's go ahead and throw the Camille in there where she should be safe. As Camille does have a ridiculous win rate, guys, 21-9.
Yeah, she's very, very strong at this point in time. First ban going to be that Rek'Sai, as it looks like DAMWON do want to pick Lee Sin right out of the gate. Very odd that they're banning Rek'Sai before even picking Lee Sin. That is fine. Just get lost in A, the beautiful music, and B, Trigger's absolutely majestic hair.
So nice.
It is just...
I'm growing out my hair now.
Yeah, you are?
And I wonder how long I'm going to go. Not that long.
I would recommend it. I think it's fantastic.
Think so?
Yeah. Big fan. I'm jealous. I feel like I can't. I actually
You're not going to change your hairstyle.
No, I can't because I'm so committed.
Forever.
Like, if I ever grow it out, it means, like, I'll just look ridiculous for 6 months,
I mean, no, you can slowly fade it in, right?
I don't know whether you can. I don't know.
You can phase it in, and we'll see. We'll get some.
All right. I might need to.
Maybe you can ask Twitter for some suggestions.
Indeed. If anyone has any suggestions of what to do with my hair, that'd be cool. SeolHaeOne, the final ban here, as DAMWON just got rid of one top laner that could potentially go into the Camille, and otherwise they just don't mind. They are given the Lee Sin for free, which is quite odd, considering the fact that DAMWON did ban the Rek'Sai. But it was the SeolHaeOne.
Imagine if this is Beryl playing Camille.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just looking at it, and they have, on paper, support and jungle left over, which aren't really a couple of picks you want to save counter pick for, right? So if they really wanted to throw a wrench in there and just play around with SeolHaeOne Prince, I mean, obviously it's not standard at all.
I actually like saving support counter pick, though, especially when you've got a flex pick that could be in support right now. Like, they don't want to be picking purely for a Caitlyn Karma lane and then have that one sort of swiped away. SeolHaeOne Prince thinking what they want to do. Flawless, one of the players that had a win on the Graves. Now we'll see whether Kuma can do it for SeolHaeOne Prince. We'll see whether he takes the Smidignit too, because we want that. 421.
Yeah. 4-17 is the current win rate, so he's dropped to 19%. Bit unfortunate there, as it will be the support Morgana.
Or the top lane Morgana. Or the mid lane Morgana, top lane Silas, support Karma.
Whoa.
We actually don't know where anything's going at this
Never-ending flex. It's just like Flexius.
Yeah, it is very flexy.
Hey, take a look at this. Rumble support, I would imagine.
That'd be fun. But I mean, if Pantheon's up, you may as well pick it, right? That will probably force the Morgana towards the bottom lane, but the thing that makes it really rough, right, is yes, you mitigate the CC, but you mitigate none of the damage. As, yeah, the setup with Pantheon Jhin, by the way, real silly, and you only need level 2 before you can really go aggressive. Level 3 if you want to be extra safe.
It's pretty oppressive, right? We'll have to see if the SeolHaeOne Prince bottom lane can keep them at range and say, well, we don't want to deal with their shenanigans. let us just sit back. And also Mia could try to get Black Shield level 2 as well and try to deny that onto whoever is getting jumped on. Will be a very small window, and there can be some mind games played in that little interaction. But we'll have to wait and see how that bottom lane does go.
Yeah, we'll see how many 4s we can count to towards the bottom side as well. It's the first Jhin game that I've cast in a very long time, actually. As Ixu's going to be on that top lane, Karma. Nikki, of course, is going to be on the Silas to try and counteract the Destiny that the Twisted Fate will have. And the coveted Caitlyn once again hits the Rift in the hands of Trigger with Mia on the Morgana. Interestingly, I think that Mia played Pike Morgana a few times, but he was always the Pike in that combo. Trying to think back. Might be mistaken. Who knows? Having a look over the side of DAMWON, though. Canyon's going to be the Lee Sin man today. And Showmaker and Noguri on the split push extraordinaires in TF and Camille. Pretty standard composition here for the LCK, especially considering supports have had enough time to practice the good old Pantheon that Beryl made popular. And here we are, onto the Rift. Let's see whether SeolHaeOne Prince can have a better time, or whether it's going to be DAMWON once again sending Showmaker home early.
Well, that's the idea. And we've seen that... Ooh, will we have a face check?
Ooh. Jonas
Beryl.
It's in the dark.
Beryl. Beryl. No, that's the sound that the Beryl Pokemon makes when he attacks.
Ah, really?
Beryl.
The sound Squirtle makes basically the same?
Yeah, well, it's Squirtle. Beryl.
Do you remember the Squirtle Squad from
Yeah.
Season 1 of Pokemon? God,
Yeah.
that was such a cool episode. Loved that episode. I remember just before I went to school, you know,
Yeah.
got to watch Squirtle putting on sunglasses before I got my Pokemon cards and went to school.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my books so I could study when I was at school. That's what I meant. Not my Pokemon cards, so I could trade illegally. How long did it take?
Illegally?
Yeah, how long did it take for Pokemon cards
The
to get banned?
police
at
didn't
yours?
catch you?
No, they didn't. They didn't. I was, I was a little bit outside the law growing up.
You said
I
it
have
was
since
illegal, though.
straightened out. I have since straightened out, but
Wow.
yeah. Look, what can I say? I'm just pretty extreme.
I can tell.
How long did it take Pokemon cards to be banned at your school?
I was homeschooled.
Oh. So how long did it take for your mom to ban the Pokemon cards then?
Never banned, actually. They were
Whoa!
always... yeah.
Always encouraged?
We didn't really trade amongst ourselves, me and my brothers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You didn't? You just didn't think each other were very
Not
cool?
really. We battled, right? But it was more so like whoever gets those cards, it's theirs, right? We didn't really.
Yeah, and it's not like you could get a good trade and then not talk to the person again. It's like they had to be there the whole time, so they'd be complaining if you managed to like juke them out of a card. So it always had to be fair anyway, I guess, which makes it less fun, and also stops it from being banned, because we just had a lot of the older kids taking really good cards from the younger kids, and it just wasn't great.
That's not.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Describes my childhood. Growing up with two older brothers is
Oh yeah, that's
an
rough.
interesting life. Put it one way.
All right, Mickey always finds a bit of a chain. Not worth it at all, but he hit the skill shot, so that's cool. Showmaker just getting the shove on this wave, as you'd expect. Probably going to have an even better time this game than he did against the Azir, as Mickey's not going to have very much lane priority whatsoever. Let's see what Canyon's going to be able to do with it. At the moment, just taking his red buff, going for a pretty full clear, but he's spotted on a ward. And SeolHaeOne Prince not going to need to worry about the Lee Sin, at least here on the bottom side, for too much longer. As Ghost playing the TFT skin. It's pretty cool. Gets the Dark Star buff for this one, I believe. What? Haven't been playing very much TFT recently, I assume.
No, I mean I know what it is, but like he's the only one.
Yeah. No, but like maybe he'll get it.
Oh, okay.
You
so
know?
he's looking.
How many?
okay.
I don't think anybody else had the opportunity of getting a Dark Star buff, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Feels bad. Noguri on the Camille. Just trying to navigate this lane as best as possible. Can be frustrating against the Karma. But it's Noguri. And he generally just doesn't worry about that. Just take what farm he can get.
Yeah. Camille is just gonna be just fine. Sit back. Karma is quite annoying, of course. I'm almost surprised that we don't see it more because of how strong it is in the top lane.
Ooh, there's that CC combo we were talking about, but Beryl taking a lot of damage, having to put up that shield pretty early on. And actually a huge trade win for SeolHaeOne Prince. Another trap will go down.
Ooh, nice snipe there.
Yep.
They're going to push on the cannon wave. Watch Mia and Trigger freeze it. Nicely done.
Yeah.
It's a really good play. I mean, Jhin doesn't have TP, and they were like, yeah, we got to push this in. We got to, you know, we're going to try to go for a little bit of a cheater, right? But they weren't able to fully push it into the turret, which allows the bottom lane of SeolHaeOne Prince to freeze it and deny some XP there. So the bottom lane of SeolHaeOne Prince should be hitting level 6 first. Nice little play you don't often see.
Yeah, Cheetah Recall actually coming in from Trigger also, while that wave is just chilling outside of the turret. So very nicely done as Nogri going to find himself a sweep, but it'll be snared. Might be able to look for a hook shot here, but level 5, no Hextech ultimatums available. So we can see only about 2/3 through level 5.
Yeah, and with the top Karma, you just go for insane sustain with the corrupting pot and all the biscuits, and every trade that the enemy takes is just immediately shut down. It's so hard for really any champion to handle. The top lane Karma.
Oh no, I'm going to find the stun there as Nogri, who will sweep Ixu up. Not going to get snared.
Yeah.
See when that hookshot comes back off cooldown one more time as Canyon's here looking for the potential counter gank. He's a level behind Kuma. There's the quick draw to get him in. All right, Destiny comes in. Oh dear. Nogri gets the stun. Really nicely played for Mickey. Will find himself the Destiny of his own. But now Nogri, he's flashing away. Showmaker still at full health. And none of DAMWON died, even though they're limping away with about 100 hit points.
Will they actually try to dive this Camille? I don't think so. They're just going to let her go. And man, somehow, just because Showmaker got there a split second earlier, they were able to win that fight just barely. They pick up the first blood for the Camille, which is very nice, very important for that top lane Camille to handle the Karma. And everybody else gets an assist. And the fact that nobody died is just insane. Of course, they had to expend 2 flashes for just the one that Mickey used, but definitely worth it in the end, picking up the first blood.
Absolutely. As somehow that spear didn't land on the Trigger. They're all going to move off to the side. Mia moving up very aggressively as we're just going to move into a replay instead. Don't want to look at any potential action on the bottom side. As double Destinies, a lot of eyes over the top of everyone. But I don't. Oh man, the value of the Hextech ultimatum is just insane.
It was massive for getting Silas to be denied so much of his damage. As now here's Nuggeries.
Dark Monitor. Right?
Yeah.
나 플래시 한 빼줄게.
I'm gonna flash. And back away. And that he did.
And then went back to lane, and he's now 1-0. As Trigger, he'll still take max damage there, but not going to get CC'd at all. Some damage to Ghost. This wave is getting shoved forward, but no turret plates to be taken just yet from this Caitlyn lane. And as you can see, the CS is absolutely even. In fact, perfectly even, considering the fact that they missed that last CS. Perfect. Thank you very much.
I think you would have got it if you just waited, but maybe not.
It's all about equality.
Beautiful.
Showmaker clears out the wave, goes into darkness, doesn't have the Destiny available just yet. Mickey did have the hijack, but chose not to take away the ulti just yet. Beryl very close to level 6. But not quite there yet. No snare to land onto me, who lands the Dark Binding nicely.
Yeah.
A lot of damage mitigation. Beryl does like to hold onto that shield for a very long time.
He does. I think he's the best at using it for sure, as he's the best Pantheon player that we do have in the support role. And you can see what I was talking about with the Black Shield interaction there. You just immediately pop it on to whoever's going to get jumped on. As here we go again.
Yep, now the Destiny comes in. This time, Mickey's not going to be able to follow because he wasn't able to hijack it in time. And there is a dead Karma. Kuma underneath his turret. Kuma and Karma. How confusing. I should probably just say Ixu. As Nogri, I don't think he's going to be able to get a plate here or anything like that. This is just incremental advantages, one after the other. I feel like Zephyr may have had some stern words with DAMWON to say tidy up your play, as that's a great Dark Binding onto Beryl. Ghost trying to go aggressive as Showmaker will have to fend off Mickey for the moment. But he will, underneath this turret just fine.
Yeah, and you remember the pick ban where SeolHaeOne Prince did not select the TF first. They took Caitlyn.
They did.
They didn't ban Camille. They didn't select it on the second rotation after Caitlyn. They allowed DWG Gaming to get this combo. And they said, yes, we can handle it. But I guarantee you, with how far ahead this Camille's getting, they cannot handle it.
Mia's going to get ignited, exhaust immediately onto Ghost, and they back away. Now we've got Mickey dying. Goodbye, Mickey. Now Kuma not going to be able to do the Rift Herald, and it's all sort of a snowball. As Shelly's going to get pretty confused as Kuma very nicely secures it. That absolutely shouldn't have happened, and
nice
now DWG are going to have to defend this. Yeah. Blue card Boris.
Blue card Boris. What is that?
He just wants to be able to take it, but he can't. His trigger's going to get slowed, but not going to take too much damage here or anything like that. The back coming in, we'll see whether the Ghost can afford BF Sword or something like that. It will certainly help out his laning phase. The Jin's actually been very happy this game. And there it is. Finally with some damage availability. Should be Storm Razor first item, something like that.
Yeah, and this combo is just, I mean, everybody knows this combo, right? You lock someone down, TF comes in and gets the free gank, and you're not getting away from this. Let's see how this one goes. Saw him rotating, says, hey, let's look for this.
Yeah, well, they found it.
Okay.
Did you say okay?
쓰마 없어.
Sounded like you said that, but I'm not sure.
5초.
I don't have smite, I don't have smite, I don't have smite.
아.
Yeah, he didn't have smite for another 2 seconds, so.
박덕. 이거 그냥 지키자.
Let's take care of this. Let's watch over it, make sure it doesn't get taken away.
And they do. Noguri.
Oh boy.
Yes, starting to do some damage here. Yeah. As Hextech Ultimatum to avoid the snare. Doesn't really do so, but in comes Mickey now to try and help out Ixu. Chain Lash for a fair bit of damage. Even Kuma's here to get in amongst it. And Noguri doing some Noguri things there, going over aggressive. Almost has his teleport back off cooldown, but not going to be able to quite get there. As some turret plays now up for grabs top side. Bottom lane, you got Mia thinking about trying to find a bind. He's not going to, as the dancing grenade. Very slow motion. Have you ever felt in solo queue when a dancing grenade's about to land on top of you that it takes like 400 years and then you die?
It does, actually.
It's kind of scary.
Time slows down.
It really does.
We enter a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Well, Infernal Drake taken here for TF Camille Jin, Pantheon Lee Sin.
Okay.
Yeah, so every single person on this lineup can do damage, and every one of them is going to have that damage enhanced by that first Drake. A very nice
Not to mention, like,
start here.
Jin doesn't need any more multipliers, right? He gets multipliers from every stat ever. Mainly attack speed that he doesn't utilize to turn into real attack speed. But still, multipliers plus multipliers means lots of multiplication.
True.
And that's good for bigger numbers.
That's about as far as we know in terms of math. So.
Yeah, I'm not going further than that. Okay. I might be
Good job, Atlas.
I might be able to
Well
try
done.
and find a graph on the internet.
Nah, I never learned how to read a graph, so.
I don't need you to read it. This is more for the collective, the intellect.
Oh, okay.
Watching our program. As Ghost by himself, as usual. But able to get a turret plate. Able to run pretty fast as well. A lot of movement speed availability here for the Jin. Only going to be accentuated by these Swifty boots that I absolutely love. Best boots in the game, 100%. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah, agreed.
They're just so swift. So we're going to check out the replay.
Steals it and goes.
Yeah, look at that.
Watch on the minimap as the TF desperately is
you
trying to get in there, but it's just
잡았어.
too little too late, and he actually TPs back to the mid lane. As Mickey's like, we got him, we got him, we got him. And it was a good play, actually, by Mickey to kind of zone and then get there first. And we also had the Graves coming up the river, too. So SeolHaeOne Prince getting the jump on that gank onto Nuguri. No surprise that Nuguri would go down, as he always does. He's just powering up. That's how he does it.
Yep. Smoke screen, just to frustrate Showmaker there. mind games more than anything else. Nuggery's very close to Trinity Force. I think should be able to buy it now. Does just get it, as I say so. And yeah, I mean, Ixu's building some armor. Camille cares very little about armor, to be honest. She does true damage. Why she's such a good split pusher. Into tanks especially, but I mean, pseudo-tank casters like Iceborne Gauntlet Karma certainly fits under the same banner.
Yeah, and she is going to get out of control. Trinity Force already completed with those 2 early kills that Nuggery was able to pick up. Still only 90 gold ahead of the Karma, so not half bad there for the side of Ixu. The real difference is, of course, Twisted Fate in the mid lane, 1,100 gold ahead. We are playing here on 10-15, so he does have the nerf to his pick a card, but Showmaker just saying, I don't care about that. He's still strong.
He seems to be able to pick enough cards, and honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with the ultimate that DAMWON seems to be able to utilize so effectively, especially with the setup that they have available. I mean, when there's Pantheon and Camille in either side lane, like, it's the easiest rotations possible, especially if they do have vision control. So Mickey's stolen away a Dragon Rage kick, and that means that when Showmaker presses R, there's going to be no Silas. As he goes, Nuggery gets himself the flash, and now we're just going for the solo. No, we're not. Of course, Showmaker's going to turn up, and that's a real dead combo.
Yeah. And that's a combo that's kind of fail-safe, right? Unless SeolHaeOne Prince are able to immediately respond, which is part of the reason why we see Silas picked into the TF so that he can respond once it happens. But, you know, the mid laners are leaving mid lane all the time. They push, and then they kind of roam around. They're playing around vision. It's difficult to get there right at the split second that the enemy does.
Oh no, I thought Ghost was going to turn around and actually get that cannon. I should have been watching the fight, but I was watching the cannon that whole time, that it just went begging.
Worth.
Oh, so sad. Kuma's going to come in. So is Showmaker, and Kuma's real dead. And SeolHaeOne Prince, they're still going to teleport in, of course.
Read like a book,
you have
by
to.
the way.
Yeah, right. Showmaker actually just immediately started booking it down this lane, so Canyon taking Shirley at the same time.
As Nuggery pushing a solo lane.
It's like they're in SeolHaeOne Prince's comms.
Imagine.
Yeah, right. Oh god, no. Investigation time. It's now Trigger. Yeah, I mean, there's only so many Black Shields, right? The Morgana going to go down first. Trigger's Black Shield is going to wear off.
Stop bully!
And, yep, there's a lot of bullets, but the curtain is not coming down now. As Trigger still going to die, right? But it's a long
Canyon!
time. Okay, coming from the side, okay. In he comes, there's the mini stun into the wall. Canyon grabs it with the resonating strike and then safeguards his way out. We are flexing once again. Valdez, 5,000 gold the lead. It's going to be the Ocean Drake taken here. And unfortunately, there's one kill for SeolHaeOne Prince so far. And that's why it's not going to be a perfect game.
Yeah, no perfect game, but you see, like, the TF doesn't even have to go too far out of lane. I mean, he pushes, goes up. Actually, he didn't even push. So as the lane was coming in, Silas can't just assume he's always going to be on the roam. And here, the fantastic read from Showmaker as he's able to get there on time. I think I know where my Pog vote is going, and it's not going to be for Nuggery this time, actually.
I don't think so. As we'll have a look at the zoom out. Fair bit of damage there from the man drop as well, and I just love this. You know, you wait for the Black Shield to be put on someone and kill the other person. The curtain call would have been nice if he had hit, you know, more than one of them. But it's okay. There was a flash gold card. Trigger was definitely dead. As this looked cool from Canyon. It's pretty unnecessary, but I liked the resonating strike safeguard. As we've got another fight, now Mickey looking for Barrel. Ghost dances a grenade over SeolHaeOne Prince, and Shirley is just going to bounce towards the bottom side and slam her skull into this inner turret. This is going to be more and more money going over to DAMWON. And I mean, they're going to have to answer Nuggery. He will take an inhibitor. It's 18 and a half minutes. I mean, this is late game for DAMWON. As Kuma.
It is, actually.
Spot Nuggery. Didn't have vision as Nuggery hookshots his way out. Still wants that control ward, though, so he'll take it.
I'm charging a brush.
There's the kick. Oh, safeguard. No flash. Required. Very dead. Ixu. And Mia is going to need a few more black cleavers. Black shields. As Beryl just puts up his shield. and mitigates all of the damage. That ability's pretty good. As Q's going to land on Akuma. There's the kickback, though, from Mickey, who shows him that he can do it as well. Canyon survives for so long, but gets super soaked in the end. And now the curtain has been called. A few of them going to land, but the last are just going to be used on the minion wave because Ghost, he's playing PvE today. It's just how he's been doing it.
Yeah. Farming up. And nothing can stop Nuggery now. He doesn't even have two completed items, but the Karma's just so far behind that it just doesn't matter. And there's always the threat of 2-0 and 8 Twisted Fate coming in and ruining your day. Wow, that really dropped off at about 12, or not 12, like 14 minutes.
Yeah, it sort of looks like a graph of like sea level off the edge of an island.
Yeah.
On like a barrier reef. There it is. Safeguard kick. Didn't need the flash or anything like that. And, oh my god, everything got mitigated. That stupid shield, man. So strong.
It's unbelievably good. Canyon is like trolling in the background.
I mean, he got Lee Sin.
Yeah.
As Lee Sin.
He doesn't need to do that. You know, he's got Yomu's Ghostblade. He's going lethality here. Looking to assassinate some people, but he already used kick, so it's like, why?
He's like, our team's already got an Umbral Glaive, I'm not going to build it, when it's actually a great second item. And we've been asking for it many times, but not happening. Not going to build the utility. He just wants to run fast and kill people.
The goal difference, 1.2, 1.7, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, this ballooned a little.
That is a DAMWON game if I ever saw it.
Uh-huh. We are now in 1-3-1 territory. We mentioned that this is what the composition does best. That's what DAMWON are going to use the comp for. Good gameplay. Is that a haiku by accident? Oh, that was very strange. I don't know. Okay, never mind. DAMWON will just take down this inner turret. They just took the top one. That's a good Dark Binding. As the shield, I don't think it's that OP, Beryl. And he is going to be taken out. But at the cost of 5 of the turrets. Weren't quite able to get that, you know, but Ghost is running real fast. It seems so safe on this gen. As Nuggery running behind Mickey, not going to get the stun drive-by. I love that.
Yeah, see ya.
He's like, I wasn't meaning to hit you anyway.
Yeah,
see you, man.
I was just getting to the wave. Like,
yeah, what,
I
were
didn't
you
even
scared?
See you there.
Were you scared? Mickey was scared, by the way, I think. I would be, 100%. As Trigger's going to get slowed. Oh my god.
Nice flash shield. Doesn't matter.
The style, though, coming through from Canyon, waiting on the resonating strike. As Ixu's going to get slowed down. And yes, he's well and truly the captive audience here of DAMWON. Ghost's going to throw a third bullet into him. He's got a fourth ready as Mia's in trouble. That did a lot of damage. Now Beryl turns up. The curtain has been called. Unnecessary because there's no one left alive. And DAMWON are going to move towards a 2-minute-old Baron and take it down.
Yep, the baby Baron comes in here. And yeah, this is DAMWON up against SeolHaeOne Prince. This is kind of what we expected. No early game did go the way of SeolHaeOne Prince this time around, so it is even more one-sided as Drakes upon kills upon gold are all stacking up here. Beryl.
I'm glad this is the replay that we prioritize as well.
Yeah, great. And it ends up being like a 3v5 in this play, which is pretty interesting.
This was so slick from Canyon. Waits till when he expects the flash. I mean, Trigger would have had to wait, right? But at that point, he was between a rock and a hard place. He could flash and get resonating struck, and or he could just die to an auto attack. Stricken, sorry, yes. I apologize.
Ghost is so funny in this game. Like, he's
yeah, I know.
doing 0.
It's like, where did Mickey go?
Yeah.
He destinied into his own base.
Poor guy, his team is too good. He doesn't even get to interact with the enemy team.
I mean, that is the life of a Dom 180 carry.
That's true.
And I'm really glad that Ghost has embraced it. It is his way. Showmaker doesn't have to embrace it. 100% kill contribution. This guy is the team. At this point, setting up absolutely everything. He's like the chess master.
I'm just going to throw my check mark down now while I have time.
Let's get our 1,000 votes each for Showmaker and BDD and make this one interesting.
Yeah.
As Ixu facing off against Nuggery. I mean, he's even topping the damage somehow. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Just doing everything. And
say that yeah, it was more about his utility that he deserved the vote, right?
yeah, and he's all over the place. And okay, here we go.
Yeah, in goes Mickey. And there he goes out of there again.
What a play.
Whoa! He came in from, I mean, Custajum was getting very excited.
Yeah.
We weren't quite losing our minds to that level. But, I mean, sometimes Mickey steals a cool ultimate.
You
gotta yell about it.
The Karma.
Yeah.
Karma doesn't have any damage, so it's just sad times.
Oh, Ghost maybe caught out of position, gets exhausted. In goes Canyon, kickback, not going to get the knock up onto Trigger. As now Beryl's going to use his really cool shield to try and keep himself alive. It's not going to work, collateral damage comes in, and now the curtain will find. Is it going to find a kill? No, Noguri comes in, he's going to steal that one away. As now Showmaker does about 1 trillion damage with 1 blue card. And Ghost, he held onto the shot for so damn long. Or was that a deadly flourish? I'm not entirely sure. It might have been underneath the ground or something like that. Yes, no, it was definitely a deadly flourish. I apologize. And now DAMWON, they're thinking about trying to end the game in 25 minutes. They might be able to do it. Noguri's teleported in. He has so much damage with his Trinity Force when it comes to killing structures. And Mia is going to get stunned for approximately forever. As Kuma down to half health with a couple of autos out from Ghost. Ixu now in trouble as well. I mean, he's got a pretty big shield, but it's not going to shield him from the end of the game as Ghost is literally running circles around him. And DAMWON, I mean, we're going to get a zoom in on a dead Karma. Not very nice. And it's certainly not Karma. I don't think they deserve this one as Canyon. He's going to die. Noguri's for some reason in the fountain. Mickey's going to flash. He's going to go golden. He gets the last laugh, but DAMWON still get the 2-0.
DWG do, and Showmaker gets his wish on top of it all. Will pick up the easy, quick wins today up against SeolHaeOne Prince as DWG continue to look untouchable. As, you know, again, up against a weaker team, they're just going to slap them down and win the game extremely fast. They win games against good teams and bad teams better than every other team.
Yeah.
Get it?
Not really. Are you saying like their kryptonite is like
they're the best
middle
at
of the
winning,
pack?
Basically.
Yeah.
Against, regardless of which team it is, against a good team, they'll find a way to win, even if it's slower, through many different ways. And then against a worse team, they'll also just win it so fast so that they're winning.
So you're saying
really
that they're really good at winning games of League of Legends?
Yes.
Right.
I probably could have said that a little bit better.
At the World Championship, this is what Valdez is saying. Just make sure that when you face DAMWON, don't face them in a game of League of Legends.
Yeah, might want to throw on Valorant or something.
Yeah.
Might be a good choice. Ghost is like, I did nothing. Why is the camera on me? No, Ghost did his job.
I mean, Ghost did great. Ghost does great most games.
Yeah, he's a great
by not really doing anything.
Yeah.
That's like actually what he needs to do, because you put too many chefs into a kitchen. I talk about this all the time, like a broken record. But actually, if you've got too many people trying to be a superstar, then your team falls apart. We've seen so many super teams do this. KT fell for it in 2017. We had T1 fall for it as well, although they did look a bit better, but the team looked better with Marta out and Effort in, who was more of a subdued style of player. Marta definitely wanting to, get things done by himself. It's all about getting the right personality mix, and it seems that Ghost to certainly fit in here at DWG.
That he does. The best role player in the league.
Absolutely.
And it's part of the reason. I feel like they have one of the best, if not the best, in every role. And on top of that, they've got Zeppa, who is kind of smurfing right now as a coach in the drafting phase.
Definitely most improved person in the LCK.
Zeppa, yeah.
100%.
I love the crab rape, too. Just, what am I going to do?
Yeah, wait for the black shield. And Mia's dead.
And this comp is so obnoxious, right? I mean, you have so many globals that come in. You've got the teleport, you have Jin at the curtain call. You're just hunting people down, essentially. You're like sniping them down, chasing them all around the map, and especially once they get ahead, which DWG often do. This is a fun composition to pilot.
Yeah, this was DWG just having fun in this game. Certainly cleaner than their last one. This bit, not so clean. As Kuma flashed a little bit late. But this was smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even gets a really nice reposition onto Kuma with the flash. And Ghost did have to flash because of it, but that's okay. Gets the kill onto Ixu. And Mickey, look at this, steals the Destiny and runs the heck away. It's like,
See
bye!
ya.
Back
He
in
went
base.
into the base, yeah. Barrel with the whoopsie play. Gives his life over.
Limit testing.
볼게.
Limit testing. Let's have a listen to
꼈어.
how DAMWON win games.
잡다. 미녀.
갈게.
선대.
문 오픈.
막타. 어쩔 건데. 야, 마지막 다이브
What are you
가자
gonna
하거나.
오케이. 나 이거
쌀부터.
발로 차줄게.
He was actually bullying.
Yeah.
Actually bullying.
오케이. 잘 가고.
He's like, see ya. Good job. See you later.
It's like
That's
the
kind of
older,
what he's saying.
it's like the older kids at school with their more knowledge about Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Glad I got
100%
to
bullying.
avoid that at that age of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Showmaker is just oozing with confidence nowadays, which is part of the reason why he's able to come out, play pretty much anything, and destroy whoever he's playing against. And the numbers don't lie. The guy has insane KDA, he has insane damage numbers all the time, he is so consistent, and definitely the best mid laner in the LCK right now.
100%. I don't
Not
think
just saying that because of this game either.
Yeah.
For, you know, you guys who may be thinking that, it's because of the story he has built up here in Summer. He is the best for now.
He's just really, really good. So Showmaker continuing to perform, but I mean, it's up against SeolHaeOne Prince, so what did we really learn? Not to the maximum, but we do know that they're still a well-oiled machine. They're drafting well despite who they're up against. It's not like they're having a full fun game where they're picking dumb stuff. This was a good draft.
4-4, baby.
Yep, there we go. Showmaker, 1,000 points now, evens it out with BDD. And 100% kill contribution at the very end, was ahead by 3,000 gold. Didn't die. I mean, 20 KDA, undefined, because of course he didn't die. Like, I don't know, man. There's it's probably the easiest player of the game vote that you could ever do.
Yeah. The cameraman voted for Nuggery, though, if you noticed that. Production
Ooh.
said, get that camera on Nuggery. We want to see him as he was the best. We did not agree.
We absolutely didn't, but justice has struck! And we voted in Showmaker. We'll have to see exactly how the votes were divvied out, because of course we don't have an analyst desk segment, because this was a 2-0.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is something that Showmaker has highlighted or shown off many times in his play as well. It's very easy to do on TF, by the way, which is his map presence. He is everywhere,
Yeah.
okay? But it's not just TF. He does it on so many other champions too, which makes it insane. So if you give him TF, he's going to be the most annoying TF that you're going to have to deal with. And I would recommend probably don't give him Twisted Fate in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, new patch came in, he got nerfed, a few extra seconds on pick a card, didn't do anything, guys, so keep banning it against DAMWON. I think it empowers Noguri at the same time. His Camille's amazing, always has been, and now Noguri can do like weird inting moves, but of course he's got a Twisted Fate. Gambit just comes in and saves him every time he decides to go for a 1v1 he shouldn't necessarily go for. And instead of looking like a silly boy, he looks like a genius. So
Yeah.
it augments them in so many different ways. Not to mention it works very well with Pantheon, which Beryl is fantastic at. So there are a bajillion reasons. So let's throw it over to Jisun for some interview translation.
Thank you very much, guys. Let's hear from Nuguri and Showmaker, today's POG on the side of DWG Gaming. And
안녕하세요.
Showmaker picked up actually 7 votes out of 12 in game number 2. How do you feel, guys?
오늘
Today,
이제 저희가 전승하면은
if we win all the remaining series, I think I heard that we will be able to head straight to the finals. So I'm happy that this race started off really smoothly. Showmaker, with 1,000 POG points, you are now on the first place. How do you feel? It feels nice to get the most POG points here, and also I'm happy that I performed well.
당연하지만 계속해서 그걸 향해서 노리는 그런 구도가 되는 것 같습니다.
네, 그렇습니다. 1경기 정말 좋은
In game number 1, you guys were doing a fantastic job. However, there was a little bit of a mistake in a very early phase of the game. What kind of feedback did you guys have after that game?
어디서 좀 그렇게
What went wrong in game number 1?
타점들에서 상대가 좀 킬도 먹고.
Well, the
네네네.
SeolHaeOne Prince, their top side was they were able to pick up some kills.
상체 쪽에서 좀 실수가 많이 나와서
During the game, we had a lot of mistakes coming out on the top side of the map. Well, we had priority on the top side of the map based on their picks, but we were not able to execute it smoothly. And the opponent's jungler and opponent's mid laner were able to pick up a lot of kills. I think it was our fault to let them pick up a lot of kills.
그냥 저희가 평소에 더 잘해왔고.
So I mean, we've been performing better normally, and also so the feedback was about just like let's focus on our own performance and get rid of our mistakes.
네. 너구리 선수는 오늘 3주까지
너구리.
내주고도 이득을 보셨어요.
Even after letting your opponents
언제나 뭐 그런 좀 느낌이
take
있지 않아요?
away a first blood
보이는
onto
너구리가
you managed to
있는
come
뭔가
back.
이런 느낌. 너구리 선수 여기에 대해서 좀 어떻게 생각을 하세요?
What's your thought on those kind of storyline?
그러니까 죽더라도
Me getting
어느새 보면은
first blooded?
상대를 리드하고 있고 오히려 막
Yeah, I mean, Noguri, you sometimes get killed for a couple of times, but you always manage to come back and go ahead of your opponents.
네. 그럼 쇼메이커한테 쇼메이커는 질리
So I guess Noguri has some issue with his earpiece right now, so Showmaker is helping him out.
저희 팀인데 저희 팀이 지금
Well,
1위,
I mean,
1위까지 기록하고 있고 되게
we are now on the
좋은
first
성적이고
place and we are having a good
팀원들이
result.
있어가지고
We are having a
그거라도
fantastic
구할 수 있는
teammates.
시간이 많아서
So we have a lot of tools to come back, even when I'm a little bit behind. And when DAMWON Gaming was getting kills on the bottom side of the map, you were slowing down the Herald
역시 POG 공동 1위.
by yourself as well.
저 질문 다시 한 번만.
Can you repeat the question once again? I missed it. So there were a lot of accidents happening on the bottom side as well. So Noguri was taking a Herald by himself. So did you kind of have this pressure to solo carry the game?
좀더 상대 팀보다 좀 더 잘하는 것 같아서.
Well, we thought that we were better than the opponents, so we weren't feeling too much pressure, to be honest. We didn't really feel like we were going to lose this game, so we weren't feeling any pressure.
상대보다 무조건 잘한다는 자신감.
I guess you guys had this confidence that you guys are a stronger team. Yeah, I mean, you have to play with confidence. I think that's a great point. Noguri, can you hear us now? Yes. After the first match of the game, Doran mentioned that I think I performed quite well, and the next match Noguri will be playing, and I hope he saw my performance and share any compliments about me. Did you watch that series? I was playing solo queue to kind of warm up at that moment, so I didn't really watch that series. But before I go to bed, I'm gonna watch his preview and do a very thorough VOD review. Any message over to Doran? I did watch the highlights of that series, and he was like a Pikachu as a cannon in that game. So before I go to bed, I will try my best to learn his super plays in that game. And Noguri. So you always go with the very unconventional rune choices on the top lane champions. But this time around, you went for Conqueror for both champions. For Jace, well, I take runes based on the opponent's comp. I go with Face Rush when I feel a lot of pressure about the potential ganks. But today, on Camille, we had Twisted Fate, and I thought there will be a lot of damage needed for 2v1, 2v2 fights. I guess you take a look at the whole comp of the opponents, right? Not only the opposing laner. Yeah, I try to find the best rune into the opponent's comp. And Showmaker, now coming into the Dispatch, a lot of teams are actually opening Twisted Fate after the nerf. When I first read the patch notes, the Unsealed Spellbook got nerfed, Twisted Fate got nerfed, so I thought that it's not going to be viable anymore, but today I kind of realized that it's actually still viable. So if you're confident in that pick, I think you can still play it. Twisted Fate is not about like harassing or abusing the lane state. It's more like focusing on the macro and going to the side lanes. So some people actually say it's gonna be better for the opponents to let Showmaker play Twisted Fate to kind of neutralize his lane priority. But I can also say this, that I can also help my top and bottom laners with the Twisted Fate macro. In game number 2, you guys are having a huge lead on the top side of the map, so let's take a look at this highlight. Did the players calculate that they're gonna survive? I had Ignite, so Graves, after he used his dash forward, we knew that we were able to get an easy kill, but after I used my ultimate, I kind of realized that my teammates were so low on HP, so it was a little bit worrisome, but it went all okay. What about Nuguri? Yeah, I mean, after Graves used his dash, but I haven't based yet at that point of the game, so we didn't really have enough damage, so that's why we were getting so low. Outside of LCK itself, we want to talk about Yone. And Showmaker, you were the guest of the Riot Korea show about introducing the new champions. And you played with Pawn. So you are playing Yone, Pawn was playing Yasuo. So what's your thought on this champion in competitive matches? I did play Yone yesterday on solo queue. I think this champion has a really high potential. I think it's really similar to Yasuo. It's viable, but some teams will still not really like it, but some teams might prefer it. What about you, Showmaker? Well, Yone, I think my teammates' opinion also matters, because Yone is somewhat like Yasuo, you know? Your team Yasuo and the enemy team Yasuo thing. So I have to listen to my teammates. As a teammate, Nuguri, what's your thoughts? It can be your Yone as well. If Showmaker says he's gonna pick Yone, I think teammates will be okay. But if I say so, I think my teammates will be so against it. DAMWON Gaming, even other players in other regions are rating you guys as a really strong team. What do you think about this kind of comments? Is that a pressure? Is that or just a good praise? Well, we didn't have a really good start in the spring split, but now we are stepping up. So it feels really nice to get all the appreciation. And now that we reclaimed the first place, I just cannot be happier. The first place competition is real. And if you guys secure this spot, you will head straight to the finals and Burrow set. It's gonna be like 70% for DAMWON Gaming to keep this spot. I think we had like 3 mountains on the way and we have overcome 2 of it and we have 1 left. I hope we don't get nervous in that series, and I hope we can pass through that final gate. And I believe we are almost there, so I'll say 70% of possibility of heading straight to the finals. Everyone said 70, but I'm not sure. I think we just have to perform really well, so I want to say 50%. In order to secure this spot, you guys have to keep the winning streak rolling. And your next opponent will be Team Dynamics, and Rich has been performing really well recently. How are we going to prepare for that series? Watching Team Dynamics, I'm serious, they are really fierce for every fight, and it seems like they don't really think much and they just really go aggressively for every fight. especially in the last series.
잘 준비해서 와야 될 것 같아요.
So we have to be ready for their playstyle.
이제 너구리 선수가 탑 라인을 모두 붙어봤잖아요.
And Noguri, you have faced all the top laners here in the LCK. Who was the most tricky one to face up against?
약간 각자 장점도 다 많고
Every
하는데
player
그래도
has
우리가
different strengths,
도란 선수는 좀 많이 죽었다
but
보니까
I died a lot to Doran.
도란 선수만 만나면은
So whenever I
죽는 것 같아서
face Doran, I kind of die a lot. So I gotta pick Doran. And also, Rascal is a really good team player, so he's also really tricky to play up against.
앞부분이랑 이 부분 도란 다 챙겨.
I guess Doran must be so satisfied with this interview today. And lastly, Shoemaker. Any last message for DAMWON Gaming fans?
저희가 남은 경기 꼭 다 이겨서
We will make sure to win all the upcoming series and get the first seed of the playoffs and head straight to the finals. So please keep supporting us. And that was the POD interview from Noguri Showmaker from DAMWON Gaming, taking down Korean Prince 2-0 tonight. Now it's time to check out the updated standings here in the LCK. You know, we have a very intense competition for the first place, so let's check it out.
Thank you very much, G-Sun, for the translation of that quite long interview. But it was good to hear from both solo laners of DAMWON as they retake first place. Basically, if they ever have a score of matches that is even with anybody else, they will be in the lead because they have a good bajillion game score points.
Yeah.
Now on track to tie the scoreline of plus 29 with the good SKT of 2015, who have the record of highest game score ever.
Summer.
Yep. Unable to actually eclipse it anymore as they dropped a game to Gen G. But tomorrow we got Dynamics versus T1 and then Gen G versus KT. Gen G versus KT, a matchup that has evolved so many times throughout the ages. We'll see whether it is going to be an upset, whether KT can try and get the edge over Gen G, or whether Gen G are going to be able to confirm their spot in third place ever further. T1 could still manage to get there, but their fate is sealed as far as their matchup against Gen G. And it's going to take things outside of that that are going to get them ahead. So T1 just needs to win all of their games. We'll see whether they can win against Team Dynamics. As ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for the last day of Week 7 at the LCK. For Summer, good night.
The world has changed and I am ready to take it on. You told me to be myself and never feel alone. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. If I was ever in the dark